So, Dale, for you, just this was easily your best offensive performance here. Just what sparked you today, and I guess what was different about how you felt in this game?
I don't really think anything was different. Just continue to play with confidence. Just play hard every time I step on the floor. And today I hit shots, so it's a good day.
Jamison, as a team, you guys got off to a 7 for 10 start from three, and that really, the game was kind of over from there. Obviously not over, but had a big lead from there. Just what got you guys started early? What fueled the hot shooting start?
Yeah, I think it's something we talked about last week or a couple weeks ago when we were in here talking about how we weren't shooting well. But that's something we do in practice every day. We're consistent with it, and that consistency, obviously leads to results. It's about being consistent. Everyone's always in the gym shooting. Everyone's always in practice working on their shots. So I think it's just something that we've been working towards, and we can't be satisfied. You still got to go out here and be consistent even after you hit some shots in a game. So I think it's just about us, going out there and consistently working. I understand we got a big win today and a big lead, but we got another test coming, and we're laser focused on that. So it's taking it day by day and just going week by week, and hopefully good things come to that.
Both of you guys have played a lot of college basketball, and you've seen games where you're playing a team that you're supposed to beat, and you build a big lead. What does it take for a team to take that kind of challenge and do what you're supposed to do, blow out a team that you're supposed to beat?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, taking on that challenge. Every game's a challenge, and you really promised so many amounts of games. And for us, I know it's our last year out here. So with that, we're going to go out here and give it our all, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what happens. So you're supposed to beat teams, but college basketball is a fickle game where you can face a really good mid-major team and lose that game, but you can face a really good high-major team and win that game. So it's just always being ready and always being consistent, like I talked about earlier. And it's just going out there and wanting to win and earning wins.
I would just say sticking to our principles. Sticking to what we do best, flying around. Just staying connected as a team. Doesn't really matter when you're playing. Anybody can get beat. We just keep that mindset of just staying focused and staying together.
Well, what does it take to keep that focus, to keep that mindset when it is a big lead early in a game like that, and to keep the team from really finding a way to chip away at that lead? What does it take to keep your foot on the pedal even when you have a big lead?
I think it's what Dale talked about, sticking to our principles. Regardless of what's going on, if we have a 20-point lead or a tie game, you're still going to do the same things that we've been preaching since the summer. So I think that has to do with our mentality as well. Having that mentality that it's a 0-0 ball game here at half. How are we going to respond, and how are we going to come out of this break, and how are we going to, keep the foot on the gas? And I think that's something that we kind of talked about at halftime, and how are we going to do it? Because against Merrimack, we didn't start out the second half as well as we should have, and today we responded by coming out in the second half and doing what we talked about in the locker room.
Dale, you guys weren't just turning over Western Michigan; you're also scoring points off those turnovers. What was working, especially in the break today?
I just think finding each other. The more we play with each other and get comfortable, I think we'll show that even more. Our coaches always tell us to push the ball whether they make or miss. Just fly around and just try and find each other and get each other going. So that's what we did.
And for Jamison, do you almost take more pride in those turnaround post fadeaways, or is it the 3-pointers like we all have seen, but that post game that you have, is that kind of an underrated part of your game?
I would say so. I think it's something I've done since high school. I think that was one thing when I transferred to De La Salle, my second high school, is something we worked on a lot. And then also just having that patience, having that time in the post, and it's just something that I won't say it's underrated, but it's part of my game that I think, like you said, isn't seen as much. But I think when I get to it, it's something that helps elevate this team, and that's all I can do in the end is just do the things I do well and then help this team win.
Coach talked to one of the last things Coach said here the other night was Western Michigan is not to be taken lightly. They gave Northwestern a good game. What kind of message, scouting report type of stuff did he tell you about these guys that helped you be focused for this game, and just because it was a MAC team and you didn't look ahead of them?
Like you said, they played Northwestern, and it was a good game. Just not to take them lightly. They're a really talented team, and we just tried to come out here and execute exactly what the coaches wanted us to do. So.
And James, the 3-point shots went in, but you guys got really good open looks,
Right.
like wide open looks. Why were they so wide open?
I think that just is a testament to what we've been doing offensively this week to prepare for this game, and I think it's a testament to us, finding the open guy and understanding the offense as well, getting to the open spots, not just standing around, whether it's cutting. There's a lot of times where I know a specific example. I think it was one of your shots where Scotty did a cut and Dale was wide open and stuff like that. Those little things that where Scotty doesn't get a stat in the box score, but we're all doing things that matter in the end and get someone an open shot. So I think it was just sticking with the offense we've been doing, and I think another thing is too we've been facing a lot of zone teams, so we haven't seen a lot of man-to-man so far this year. But I think that's something that where this week we took pride in helping guys get open and finding open guys.
So your eyes kind of lit up today with that.
You say that.
A little bit, yeah. And then how's the chemistry building?
Man, I mean, I say it every time I come in here. If someone asks that, I'm 22 years old and I feel like I'm 20 with these guys, and I think we've been going at it since July, since June. This team loves to compete on the court and then off the court, where it's just a bunch of brothers and a big family. And I think that's what really makes us special. That you see a lot of guys out here, whether it's 5 guys getting double figures, or maybe some guys aren't playing as well, but you're always going to see that support from each other because in the end we all want to win and we all want to do it together.
Yeah, you mentioned the 5 points or 5 players scoring double figures. I guess what does that just do for the overall flow of the offense when you have 5 guys who are just kind of scoring at will here and shooting from 3? Just what does that do for the balance of the offense? I guess.
I think it's just picking and choosing the spots in the end. Guys are getting open, the offense is flowing. That's not saying any specific guy can go out here and get 20. I think that's just the talent level we have and the depth that we have, and I think that's what makes us so special in the end too. And I think today defensively we were pretty locked in. I think that's something we took pride in today, and we're going to keep taking pride in that. So I think it's one thing that offense is always going to be there. We're going to always consistently work at that. But I think today we showed defensively that we're not to be taken lightly, and there's still a lot of room we have to improve on. But I think it's just another step in the right direction for a good program.
And then at the end of the game, Kalen, Austin Parks, and Rowan Hartman too got some time too. It seemed like you guys were kind of happy for them on the bench, and when they were shooting or trying to make some shots and had pretty good activity at the end of the game. So I guess what do they mean for you to kind of see them kind of be in the court at the end?
It was exciting. They cheer for us when we're in the game, and we're gonna do the same when they get the chance to play. They put just as honest work as anybody else on this team does. So I was extremely happy that they were able to get on the floor and get out there.
You guys had a 21-3 run in the first half that really put them away for the most part. When you have a run like that, what does that feel like with this team, and what does that show as far as offensive capability where you guys could get when you can put together a stretch like it was 7 minutes?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you when a 21-3 run, just because of the way we play, just in the fact that it's always next play. We're not dwelling in the past. We're not worrying about, someone hits a 3 or, we miss an offensive rebound, stuff like that. It's just always focusing on the next play. And I think that's the biggest thing. Bruce always comes in the huddle and talks about hitting singles, and that's the biggest thing. Singles lead to runs in the end if you're consistent with it. So we just gotta keep being consistent that, in the end, those things are going to happen, but, we're not going to dwell on that and be so hyped up that where we lose focus in our main goal. So I think that's what, like Bruce always talks about, just hitting singles.
And Dale, your stat line tonight, 11 points, 4 made from the floor, a couple rebounds, a couple assists. Is this more the kind of contribution you expect to be having on a nightly basis as far as kind of compared to the first couple of games?
No. I'm going to come in and just come with high energy and do whatever I need to do for this team, whether that's come in and guard the best player on the team, come in and rebound, or, like I did today, I hit some shots. I'm just going to come in and just be aggressive every time I touch the floor.
Jamison, I know there was a question earlier about you having some wide open looks. I noticed you coming off a lot of off-ball screens, especially in the corner from Mahaffey and Clara. How much of that is game planned, and how much of that is just your own personal basketball IQ and knowing where to be on the floor?
I think some of that's some of our set plays, but I think other things, that's something that I've been doing, for 4 years of college. So it's just, within the flow of the game, within the flow of the offense, and we're starting to learn what we can do within the offense as well. So I think it's just, whether it is set plays or whether it is IQ, it's just keep learning about each other and keep working on the offense.
I know that neither of you guys played with Zed last year, so this might actually be a better question for both of you. Since he's coming off such a serious shoulder surgery, but then he checks in tonight in the first 2 minutes, I think he had a steal and 2 blocks. Just from your perspective as being a new teammate of his, what is it like watching him? Where do you feel like he is in kind of his comeback, his recovery, just from your perspective?
Yeah, I think you can see it. You know, obviously being in the Big Ten for 2 years, I've seen Zed and been around Zed, and you can see the change he made to his body this year, and you can see how much that's impacted his play. And I think he's a grinder. He's always working. He's always, you know, going at it in practice with Felix. So I think it's a testament to the work he's put in, and obviously coming off a big shoulder surgery that you got to put a lot of time in to get back healthy. And I think he's done that. And he's done that with transforming his body. You can see he's reaping the benefits right now.
What was better, his dunk off the steal or his 3-pointer?
I like the 3.
Yeah.
I like the 3. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.